And welcome, one and all SRL fans, to the first game of our Tuesday blockbuster. We are here at QCB Stadium up in Townsville to watch the North Queensland Cowboys hosting the Cronulla Sharks. I'm AMAC in the box, and joining me tonight is Liam Ryan. Liam, it is always good to be up here in North Queensland.
Yeah, absolutely, AMAC. It's a beautiful ground up here we have for our Tuesday night action, and both their sides, they're in some interesting patches of form. Obviously, the Cowboys, they played a lot better last week. Obviously, they're sitting bottom of the table, but I think they're going to feel a bit harshly done after their loss to the Warriors. They were up 12 points to 6 with 10 minutes to go, and ended up losing 16-12 in Golden Point. And yeah, for the Sharks, they are in as good form as anyone right now. They absolutely handed it to your Parramatta Eels last week, 24 points to nil. And yeah, I think there's going to be some revenge on the Cowboys though, because they probably should have won last week, and they're probably feeling dirty about that.
As you said, the Sharks, they had a blinder of a game last week, and it could possibly even be more painful tonight for the Cowboys because, well, the Sharks, they've got three new debutants playing out there tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. It's two of them they've acquired from trade. Obviously, Kai Madden coming off the bench from the Brisbane Broncos, and they have Will Kay starting at dummy half tonight, acquired from the Penrith Panthers. And they also have a debutant to the SRL entirely. They have Gugu Maiava playing number 6. So it's going to be interesting to see how that shapes his matchup.
Definitely, that can either go two ways. It's either going to absolutely spearhead a massive attack tonight, or it might just be a little bit of a stumbling block till those three boys get used to those Sharks' um, patterns of attack out there. As Monkey gets at least to the 40, and the Cowboys finish a bit of a tough set attack wise. The Sharks turning up for defense already, as Riley Sr. already has made it to the 40. Now, you said earlier the Cowboys, they've had a little bit of tough patch of form. They're not a very bad team out there, Liam. I'd almost say that they've just come up against a little bit of harsh luck over the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that they've been close in most matches. The only game where I can really see games where I can really see them falling off was that Penrith game. I think they lost 30 points to 14 in the end, and the game prior to that, I can't really remember who it was against, but it was against some quality opposition. So yeah, they've come. Oh, that's a big hit from the Cowboys. That's absolutely signs that they're here to play on Matty Harris, and yeah, but they've had some tough patches of form, and I think they're going to come out better from it because the Warriors last week, they were a bit shell shocked by how good the Cowboys played last week.
Most definitely. As the Cowboys, they've got their second set under run. That was a good set there from the Sharks, setting up a good attack to spearhead their night. Monkey getting up over the 30. Both of these teams, I think, will be hoping for a clean night of errors. There's been a couple of things in and around the SRL the last couple of days, most notably NRL, sorry, not NRL, SRL Origin selection. So a couple of these Queensland boys, I think they'll be hoping for a little bit of love from Anthony Lee in the week here, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that both their sides, I have a few Queenslanders on both sides, most notably, obviously, the Cowboys being from North Queensland. But yeah, they'll be looking to impress Anthony Lee, and I'm sure the way to do it is to get their third win of the season.
As Werman pushes up to the 40, a much better set there from the Queensland Cowboys. A lovely bump off there from ECFOLE. Gets up to the 40 on their third. Nathan Macquarie, he's had probably their best forward all season, the Sharks, and they're going to be hoping a good night from their lock. Unfortunately, though, the Sharks, they're kept to a measly 38 metres gained. The Cowboys, they were slow to work into their attack, but it looks like their defence is slowly winding up now, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. The defense has been really good on this Sharks yardage so far on these forwards. And the Sharks forwards, they're not easy to stop. When they get going, they are absolutely running rampant on teams. And yeah, it's a very encouraging start for this Cowboys pack.
Second on the 30 from Motataya. Wishart, he's had a wonderful season so far at number 9. He was up in the top 5 the week prior to the lockout, so hopefully Wishart really turns it on again tonight for the Cowboys. Back on the inside to Captain Monkey, brought down on the 40. This is a good chance for a 40-20 opportunity here. Deuce, a lovely boot off the ball there from the number 6. And it is over. The Cowboys, they slot their first 40-20 of the night, and this is danger stations for the Sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a brilliant kick there from Lucas Deuce. Just brilliant awareness to recognise Matty Harris out of position. And yeah, giving the Cowboys a great opportunity inside the Sharks 20.
As Sharp takes a settler, second tackle, gets 5 meters out. They look like they're forming up blind. Deuce links up with Crimp. Lovely ball out to Hamilton, who's pushing, and it is over. The Cowboys are in 8 minutes into the game in front of their home fans. That is some beautiful running there from Hamilton. And, well, the Sharks, it is not going to be the easy night that they thought it was going to be, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. Tyreke Hamilton, he was absolutely just stepping through defenders there and did a brilliant job to get past, I believe it was the winger on the outside, and then just drag that center to the line. And yeah, he did a brilliant job there. And Jad Johnson looking to convert and unfortunately misses to the left-hand side, but fades away. And the Cowboys, they'll be very happy with that start. 4 points to nil in this one because, yeah, it shows that they've been the form that they've been on the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, the Cowboys, they're usually good to start a match. Unfortunately, they fall away as the fitness creeps into it. So hopefully they can keep things going throughout the night. 10 minutes into the match so far, Liam, what have you liked from both teams?
Look, I've liked the Cowboys' yardage sets. I think they've been really good at finding the meters for their forwards, which is something that maybe I haven't seen from them uh, over the last couple of weeks. Besides that Warriors game, but for the Sharks, I have liked their ability to defend mostly. Apart from that last set, I think they've been really. Oh, as we see a error there from the Cowboys, as I was saying, the Sharks defense. I think it's been solid so far, and it's on show right there.
Oh, and here we go. We got our first ball strip of the night. Lucas Dukes stealing it out of the hands of a Shark. And, well, again, the Sharks, they thought, oh, are they going to go over? No, Hamilton stays in. That's absolutely beautiful line awareness there from the number four. No, sorry, number five. The Cowboys. As we've seen from the last couple of games, the ball strip has definitely come into play in the SRL, Liam. And at the moment, it is divided as to whether people enjoy it or think it's become a bit of a liability.
Or yeah, as you were saying, we see another ball strip. That one was 2-on-1 deemed by the referee, and that's a penalty, obviously, as it's an illegal act in the game, and the Cowboys will get a penalty from it. But yeah, I think that back to your point, I think that uh, some are finding it hard to come to terms with just because it's a change, and obviously change is oh, as we say another. That's the third ball strip we've seen in 2 minutes, and the Cowboys they've taken the 2 points here. They're taking a penalty goal, but yeah, three ball strips in a matter of what 3 minutes. Yeah, it's certainly shaping the SRL right now.
Oh, unfortunately, the Sharks, they're getting a little bit strip happy, which is no surprise considering John Boy is their captain. And Chad the Rock Johnson slots that one over to make it 6 points to nil. Interesting move there from Captain Monkey, but I don't think it's a bad move considering where what was happening at that point there, Liam.
Yeah, the Sharks. So we're just looking to strip the ball from them at any opportunity. I think that maybe one of them was going to get let go by the referee, and it might have been 1-on-1. They were bound to get one, I think. And in that field position, I think it's a good choice from Monkey to take the 2 points and put yourselves out to that 6 point lead.
And for those of you playing at home, that's only the second penalty goal we've seen in the SRL in season 2.1. So you can tick that one off your list. Wishart, he's playing it on the 30. Good strong run from the prop. Oh, lovely pass back to Kerrigan. The Proc's limping up. They lose a couple of meters there, but it shows that the Cowboys are willing to throw the ball around, which is good to see. Sharp, number 11, takes it up to the 40, and they might try another 40-20 attempt kick. Deuce had the good stuff, and he's done it once more. He's got the length, but Harris is already back there. He knew it was coming, and oh, he stopped the Sharks from having to do another repeat set on their line there, Liam.
Yeah, that's better from Harris, better positioning, and it was still a great kick from Deuce, but yeah, just couldn't find the grass there, and unfortunately the Sharks are able to gather that one. And oh, and here there might be another error. Chad Johnson collects on a loose ball, and the Cowboys have got another opportunity, Matt.
Well, the Cowboys, they are definitely firing around up here. And it might be something about the humidity up here in far north Queensland that the Sharks are having a bit of trouble coping with. As Sharp works his way up over the 20. Third tackle. Wonderful attacking position here as Wishart darts out a dummy half. He probably won't make it. He'll be turned over 2 meters from the line. Fourth tackle, but that's a very slow play of the ball in the ruck there from the Sharks. Good linking up here as Crimp ducks around, dives over. The Cowboys are transcendent with their number one there. 10 points to nil, probably very shortly about to become 12.
Yeah, definitely. It's brilliant work there from the young fullback. Does a pirouette into the line and steps around the Sharks defender there. It's just brilliant stuff. And yeah, it's brilliantly set up by the halves of, I believe it was Johnson out there that set him up. And yeah, it's just brilliant work from the young fullback to pirouette his way into the line and score the Cowboys' second try, Mac. And the Cowboys, they're certainly here to play tonight because they're up 12 points to nil. But as you mentioned earlier, they seem to fall away late in games. So it will have to be noted if the Sharks are able to make a comeback in this one.
Definitely. Now, quite listening to Monkey floating around the league, quite a few blokes were trying to snake Michael Crimp away from the Cowboys off to another club during the trade period, and there is no surprise why, considering that's exactly the type of attack that Crimp is capable of. Unfortunately, the last couple of weeks, Crimp has been kind of hampered by the amount of defense he's had to do. So it's good to see tonight that he's been unleashed a little bit with this Cowboys attack, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think that the Cowboys' defense has probably been a little bit improved this week as well. They aren't allowing that many line breaks to Cronulla Sharks right now. I think it shows the ways of how they've improved the last few weeks because yeah, when you're not allowing too many line breaks, it certainly allows your fullback, your key fullback, to get themselves more involved inside the attack.
Speaking of the Sharks, they are spearheading a really good defensive pressure right now as Wisher is forced to play it just shy of the 40. We got about 2 minutes, 2 minutes until we get our first bench rotations as we see Riley Senior streaming onto the ball, and we're about to see the first of our prop interchanges. Probably going to come on. Oh, that was really close as Stinger King flirts with a touchline there. I was about to say Kai Madden. He was a Bronco. He is now a Shark, and he is about to enter the field in the next minute or so. And it's going to be very interesting to see what kind of impact he has on this flagging Sharks attack here, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think it certainly will be interesting to see how that impacts the game with a winger coming on the middle. It could do one of two things. It could inject some speed into some tired defense and reap the rewards for Cronulla and start this comeback, or it could be very detrimental and he could be a liability in defence. So we'll have to wait and see on that one. But the Cowboys, they've got Blake Harris and Cooper Vakama coming on, so that will be interesting to see how those two go. Vakama obviously a wing fullback as well, so I guess that kind of cancels out Kai Madden.
Mantis playing the ball 45 meters out. The Cowboys in good field position to start this attack as O'Donnell dances through one and not absolutely wrong foots the winger there and plays the ball in the Sharks half. Third tackle. Mantis, another good run there from the number 12, who's only been playing in Cowboys colours for a couple of weeks, but he's filling that position quite well so far for a rookie. Blake Harris, number 14, gets up over the 30, and the Cowboys, with 52 meters gained, are definitely in control of this field position, Liam, as long as they can keep some of these strike boys down. And they wrap up John Boy on the 20, and you can definitely see the frustration in that captain out there.
Yeah, definitely. He was trying to just make an impact with that kick return and wasn't really able to get past that second line of defense. And yeah, he was definitely frustrated as he should be because he thought this match might be a little bit easier on the Cowboys. They're certainly proving to be a tough matchup for this Cronulla's outfit. And yeah, they might go for a 40-20 here. That's a good kick from the debutant Mayava and pins the Cowboys down inside their own end as long as Crimp can't go away. Oh, I thought he was going to inside out Matthew Harris there.
Oh, and well, as we've seen with the Knights, sometimes having two Mayavas on the team is a bit of a cheat code to spearhead some success. And with Gugu attached to the number 6 position, I think John Boy is hoping for some good luck out there. But Vakama has the ball, plays it 45 meters out for his third. They come wide. Mantis back on the inside to Crimp. Crimp, oh, looked like he was going to get through, but it's pushed back by some two staunch defenders. Wishart, good running there, except he offloaded it back to Kai Madden. Good impact off the bench already. The Sharks, they're going to start in some excellent field position here.
Yeah, definitely, and that's a brilliant run from Harris. It's probably the first time he's got some meaningful ball here as a yeah, the Sharks, they've got brilliant field position and yeah, they're looking to reap the rewards off that poor Cowboys era. Willie Wishart, I think he just got a bit too eager there.
Lonnie Lawrence, he gets up over the 30, fourth tackle. They need a good run here to get into attacking kick position and shaping up blindside. Lopez linking up to Harris off to Mayava. Mayava pushes and he comes just shy of the 20. They might put a bomb in here or they might just throw it on down, punt it wise. Lopez, actually, not a bad kick there from Lopez. It had the right distance. Unfortunately, though, Harris isn't able to get away from that cover defense, and the Cowboys, they escape with one there, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It was a good defense there from the Cowboys. It was a good defensive stand, and Willie Wishart, I'm sure he's relieved right now that his side was able to hold the Sharks out because he would have been absolutely uh, mad at himself for making that error. But yeah, luckily they get out of jail, and oh, I thought that might have been forward for a second, but Crimp does well to clean up.
Yeah, I think the only thing saving that was the fact that Crimp caught it with his back towards the Sharks line. So they've escaped again, another one there. But I think the refs out there, they've been a little bit lenient on the Cowboys. There's been a couple of very slow play the balls where the Cowboys have escaped without the whistle being blown. Here comes John Boy. He almost gets through one, almost gets pulled over the sideline there, and the Sharks, well, with 12 minutes left in the half, you have to start to wonder who they need to give it to get them back up the field there, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they've just got to get it out to their striker outside backs. That's where their strike lies. I think Matthew Harris, and I think you've also got to give it to John Boy Mayava and obviously Senior out in the wing. I think that's where they really have that strike and will be able to inflict some damage to this Cowboys defense if they're able to give them good ball.
As Nate Macquarie plays it on the 40, that was a much better attacking set there from the Sharks. They've got about 11 minutes left in the half to get something on the board, and they would definitely want to do this because the Cowboys, everything has gone their way so far. As Hamilton, good line breaking there to get up to the 30. Crimp dances through the line and almost makes another break. We've said it already tonight, but Crimp has been absolutely on fire, and it is good to see from the Cowboys finally being able to unlock their number one. Harris is in the 50. Wishart, another dangerous dart out of dummy half, and now that is a fight that I've been looking forward to tonight, Liam. That fight between Willie Wishart and the new recruit Will Kay there.
Yeah, definitely. I think that Willie Wishart's probably had the edge on Will so far. To be honest, I haven't seen Will Kay take too many runs at the line, but I guess you can't blame him because his side's really been on the back foot in this one. As we said, Zach Robinson collect off that high bomb, and the Sharks will be happy to get out of that one without. Oh, there's a huge hit. Justin Monkey collects. I wasn't sure who hit that Sharks player off the ball, but it looked like it could have been maybe it was Blake Harris. I'm not too sure though.
Well, I don't think it really matters too much because Chad Johnson has just forced his way over, and Chad, the Rock Johnson, as I'm going to start calling him now, has scored a one of his own, and the Cowboys, they might have just gone 3 tries up, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Chad Johnson with some brilliant work. Just taking a run at the line. It looked like a real settler there from Johnson just to set his side up on that left-hand side. And Johnson manages to get over. There was only one Sharks defender on the upper body region and no one on the legs able to help him out. So Chad Johnson probably scores the easiest try of his career there. And yeah, he's looking to convert his own try and make it 18 points to nil, which he does. And the Cowboys, they're here to play tonight. They are absolutely running rampant here.
Well, the question needs to be asked, Liam. At what point do we start to say that the Cowboys have won it in the first half? What number on that board is going to be too difficult for the Sharks to chase down?
24, I'd say. 24, 4 tries. It's not going to be an easy effort, even with the Cowboys' struggles in the second half. I think 4 tries would be too hard to overcome in that second half because the Cowboys attack that it isn't going to just cease to exist in this second half. Even if the Sharks are able to get a few tries back, I think the Cowboys will score one or two in this second half.
And I think I'd have to agree with you there, Liam. For those of you who are long-time SRL compatriots, we'll have to remember back to season 1. Well, SRL 1.0, I should say, where the record for a chase down was 24 points held by the Manly Sea Eagles. So stay tuned. We got 7 minutes left in this half, and the Sharks, they're going to start with at least some solid field position there. But, well, Riley Sr., he's definitely been locked down by those kick chases so far tonight, Liam.
Yeah, he definitely has. I think all three of the Sharks outside backs have, and despite I think one might John Boy run on that right hand side when he got a kick return. He sort of made a line break, but didn't do too much. But yeah, the Sharks, it's where they're really struggling. I think they're just not able to pounce off those kick returns like they're usually so electric off, and it's probably what's costing them here tonight, along with the errors.
Well, oh, that was a really dodgy one. We just saw Willie on Willie action there for the earlier attack out of dummy half there from Will Kay, and Willie Wishart had him locked down. So I think when we come back into the second half, it's going to be a fight of those matchups. The Crimp versus Harris, the Willie versus Willie. We might even see a little bit of monkey on Macquarie. So stay tuned because in 4.5 or so minutes, we're going to have to come back to see how this game ends up. And oh, that was almost a bit of a furphy there for the Cowboys. They've been playing a pretty clean game so far. Somehow, um, their errors they just haven't been impactful. And if this is what an error-free Cowboys side can do, they are not going to be down on the bottom of that ladder for very long, Liam.
No, they're not. They're certain. Oh, that was a bit of an interesting kick there, but yeah, I think to your point, the Cowboys they would not be on the bottom of the table if they're going to play like this every week to close the season. They may not make the top eight, but I think that there's certainly not going to be 16th or 15th. I think that they'll be somewhere around that 12th mark if they play like this the rest of the season.
Yep. And the Sharks, well, they're sitting in ninth at the moment, and they came here tonight hoping for a sneaky little entry into that top eight. So in the halftime sheds, John Boy's going to have to really rev up his team if they want to keep that hope alive. Sharks, Kai Madden, new recruit, gets up over the 50, 48 meters from the line with one left to go after this one. Sinclair, a good set there from the number 11 to play it on the 40. Forced down to punt again, and they send it all the way down here to Nathan O'Donnell. He hasn't had as much impact down the sideline as Hamilton has, but that is still a good run from the number 2. And, well, it's going to be interesting on one side. Oh, there we go. Lonnie Lawrence just strips the ball, and with 1.5 minutes left to go, we'll see if the Sharks can actually capitalize on this, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. They've finally got a ball strip right, the Sharks. We obviously saw them try to earlier in the half, but weren't successful with one. But Lonnie Lawrence was able to successfully strip the ball one-on-one and get a great opportunity here. As they probably need to work it through Harris. I think, oh, Jimmy Lopez almost gets through there.
As Willie Kay spreads it over. Oh, Stinger King almost gets through. Chad Johnson wraps him up for a third. 30 seconds left to go. They pass it over to Gugu. Gugu is on his back. It would have been wonderful to see the debutant go over for his first of the night, first of the Sharks night, and first of his career. Unfortunately, though, it's not to be, and they've probably got about 20 or so seconds left to see if they can get something in this half. And as you said, and I tend to agree, they really need to throw it out Harris's way. Oh, Macquarie. No, screw Harris. Macquarie is over. Under the sticks, and the Sharks, they're finally over for the night, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Nathan Macquarie, you mentioned him earlier. He's probably been the Sharks' best forward all season, and not sure what the bunker's taken so long to look at this. So that's a try. I'm sure we need our break at half time, and yeah, Nathan Macquarie certainly does a great job there at just being one-on-one with the defender and scoring a try that's really going to save the Sharks here, I think, because being 6 points to 18 down is certainly a lot better than being 18-0 down at halftime. And I think it certainly gives the Sharks a chance in this second half, which is all they need. I think that John Boy Marvel will rev them up at halftime, and yeah, it'll certainly be interesting.
And welcome back here to North Queensland's wonderful QCB Stadium here at Townsville. This is an interesting game so far. North Queensland Cowboys are sitting at 18 points above Cronulla Sharks 6 points. And, well, those halftime stats, they definitely highlighted exactly what happened in that first half for us there, Liam.
Yeah, they absolutely did. The the Cowboys, they were dominant in that first half, and the stats show it. 65 possession compared to 35 for Cronulla. Yeah, that certainly epitomizes it. 15 out of 19 completions compared to the Sharks 9 of 12. Uh, was certainly an interesting stat I found. The Sharks, they made one more error with 5 compared to Cowboys 4. I think that's always we say an error, I believe, from the Sharks there. The Cowboys get the ball in midfield, but yeah, the Sharks. I think they've just made errors in poor positions on the field, and that's what that's saying. And they've obviously conceded those 2 penalties from both of the ball strips. As we're saying, a captain's challenge here.
Well, a captain's challenge for a ball strip. Poisiafo Ali'i, he had an illegal ball strip penalty in the first half. Oh, he might get away with this one in the second half here. That looks like a single person, but it's unsuccessful. And the Sharks, I don't think I agree with that one, Liam.
Yeah, a little controversial there. I don't think that's Cowboys ball. I think that should have been a successful challenge. Uh, yeah, but it was one on one. I'm not sure what the referee and the bunker saw there, but it's penalty nonetheless for the Cowboys and the tapping. But back to the stats. The Cowboys, they made 80 tackles compared to the Sharks for 118, so about 40 more. And the Sharks, interesting enough, only missed 7 more tackles, which is actually pretty good considering the amount of tackles they made. And line breaks, the Cowboys had 4 more in that first half with 7 compared to the Sharks with 3. And meterage, they are dominating the Cowboys. 560 compared to 321. So over about 240 more. And some individual contributors. We had Willie Wishart for the Cowboys. He was extremely good. We mentioned the matchup with Will Kay. He had 100 meters almost in that first half. And Michael Crimp, you also mentioned him, mate, as he goes again from dummy half. 139 meters in that first half. And he'll certainly add to that there. But for Cronulla Sharks, they didn't really have any individual contributors stand out apart from Will Kay. He made about 24 tackles. He made 24 tackles in that first half, and he's going a long way to that record because that record is at 40 for a game. And Will Kay, if he even goes at, I believe, maybe half or 1.5 his rate in that first half, he'll break it with ease.
Now, just to recap some of what's happened on the field there, we've had two ball strips, one of which was classed as illegal. We had the Sharks almost make their way out of their half. We had the Cowboys absolutely pummel a forward on the Sharks side to work their way down and almost score again. So for those of you who are expecting a return of fortune or a change in how things went from the first half, strap yourselves in because we are getting a little bit of everything right now here from this match. Lopez. A line ball, Whitaker off to Cummins. Cummins coming in off as the number 17 tonight. They finally penetrated into the Cowboys half here. And, well, unfortunately, Lopez has to kick it on the other side of the 50. And you don't want to be kicking it to Crimp because, well, whilst they've been able to tear him down right now, as you said, Liam, he had probably the best contribution of the first half of the Cowboys. And if he can keep it going, it's going to be very difficult for the Sharks to claw back any of this lead that the Cowboys are sharing.
Yeah, definitely. I think that if you're kicking down, it's tough to kick down to someone. It's certainly not Michael Crimp. I think you pick either of the other two wingers for the Cowboys because while the Cowboys wingers are decent, I think that none of them have the quality that Crimp has. And his run meters in that first half certainly display his quality. And while you're wearing him down, there's still a chance he could go 100 meters and absolutely tear it up on you.
As Harris comes down with the ball and he gets around one. John Boy, he's been moved back to number one. In fact, John Boy, he made about 5 or 6 different swaps around at halftime, partially in line to see if they can do a little bit more this second half. And Harris on the wing looks like he's doing not too terribly. He only had about 28 run meters in the first half, and he's already almost doubled that as it is. And Nate Macquarie is absolutely smashed off the ball. The Cowboys, they are not sitting back and letting this win come to them. They are chasing it, and they are chasing it hard here, Liam.
Yeah, that's an absolute statement made from the Cowboys there. Just absolutely smashing Nate Macquarie right off the ball and taking it was like taking a candy for a baby there. And yeah, they're on midfield now, and yeah, as I said, they're making a statement here tonight. It was all that's a ball strip, and that one's deemed legal. Maybe that was to make up for the one that they got significantly wrong with the captain's challenge there.
Well, that's Nate Macquarie. He's gone for another one. Again, Nate Macquarie is one of the ones in the first half who was penalised for an illegal ball strip. They've actually pulled one off this time. Third tackle, they're just over the 40. Back on the inside to Nate Macquarie. He's had probably the best player out there for the Sharks so far tonight. And they're going to need a little bit more from him, unfortunately, or the Sharks are going to walk away disappointed. OECFO 25 meters out, fifth tackle. Not really attacking kick percentage wise, although Maava bit unhappy to get to pick that one up and almost get through. That was almost pinpoint accuracy, and kind of a warning there to the Cowboys not to be complacent, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think that they've got to play these final 30 minutes, and they've got to play every single minute because the Sharks, they are waiting for the moment the Cowboys clock off for even 2 minutes, 3 minutes. It doesn't matter. If they clock off for any of this period, they will end up conceding a try to the Cronulla Sharks because they're just too good not to. I think that they've just got to be able to maintain their quality for this final 30 minutes and just not drop off like they have late in games in the previous few rounds, particularly like they did against the Warriors.
And here comes Riley Senior, who has his best run of the night, and he almost gets away from Crimp there. Riley Senior in open territory absolutely brutalized the Eels last week, and that was a lovely pass to Nathan Macquarie to get just shy of the 20. Second tackle, the Sharks, they've definitely turned up for this second half now, after at least they blew those cobwebs out. And there we go. Knock on, no advantage. I think this might come down as a Sharks ball, but we've got a captain's challenge, and I'm not quite sure what they're challenging here.
Are they challenging it that goes backwards? Is that what they're challenging?
Well, I know Crimp stripped the ball, which is pretty strong, and it's a successful challenge for the Cowboys, so it's going to come up Cowboys ball. It must have gone backwards. That was incredibly smart there from Captain Monkey.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not sure if I saw what Captain Monkey was referring to, but I guess that's why they get the paid the big bucks in the bunker. And yeah, it went backwards. Bunker ruled, and the Cowboys they get the ball back, and they will certainly be thankful for that because yeah, momentum was swinging there towards the Sharks, and it was good that they forced that error and ended up getting that ball back. And they're in good field position here. If they can get a good run here, they might be able to put a grubber in and try and score a try themselves.
As Crimp is forced back, fifth tackle. The Cowboys, they're probably finding themselves lucky to be down here in this position, and it's all off the back of their number one tonight. Johnson boots it on down, but he's chosen Harris to send it off down to, and Harris breaks through the line. Here comes Crimp, and Crimp, well, take a bow, Michael Crimp. You have just saved a certain try there from one of the most dangerous attacking players in the league.
Yeah, this is just brilliant defensive work from Michael Crimp. Obviously, was slow to get down there because he had to come from the opposite side, and he almost just baited Harris to go on for the sideline. And Harris took the bait absolutely, and Crimp ended up having a bit more speed on him and than Harris might have thought. He thought he might have been able to burn him, and it's brilliant work there because the Cowboys they get the ball back and going to have another opportunity to try and make this back to the 18-point lead they had in the first half.
Harris Mitchell pushing forward, getting to the 10. Third tackle. Wishart. Oh, bit of a fumble there from the number 8. He saw the rushing defense and he just couldn't bring the ball into his chest. So unfortunate there for the Cowboys. They've now got to turn up in defense here. Having said that, it's 24 minutes left in the half. The Sharks, they've got to start scoring soon because they're 12 points behind, and the way things are going so far, it's getting very, very tricky for them to get up the field there.
Yeah, as every minute goes by, you just wonder, are they even going to score another one? Because yeah, they're not really making huge inroads in this Cowboys defense right now. That was only 27 meters in that set. It was a great defensive set from the Cowboys, and they'll certainly take more of it because it's allowing guys like Michael Crimp to just run off the back of it, and they will certainly not say no for that if they can get sets like that for the rest of the game.
As Mitchell, another strong run, pushing his way up to the 40 for his third. They need two more strong runs here, and they can put boot to ball the Cowboys and back into the situation they kind of bottled the set before. Mantis playing it on the 30. They go blind. Johnson, good ball to Crimp, linking up with O'Donnell, who dances through the line and is brought down 25 meters out. Now the Sharks, they've done a couple of grubbers from this position. Do the Cowboys go that way, or are they going to put it high? Johnson, he puts it high and tap back straight into the hands of Vuva, who runs the complete opposite direction, and the Cowboys earn themselves a second set here, Liam.
Yeah, the Cowboys will be happy with that one. Chad Johnson put up a great bomb and was unlucky not to get the tap back towards the crimp there. And Vivalangow, he did a brilliant job to collect that one, but he just went the wrong way. He was a little bit lost, I think, and thought that was the way to his try line, but obviously not. And yeah, the Cowboys, they'll be getting another great chance for O'Donnell here.
Playing the ball, he almost saw the line there and was brought down by some excellent cover defense there from the Sharks. Johnson gets to the 20. Third tackle. They've got 3 left to go. Wishart passes the ball to Monkey. Monkey's off in the next couple of minutes, the next 5 minutes, I should say, and he's had a pretty decent stint so far. Johnson, blindside raid. Crimp, lovely ball to O'Donnell. Again, just can't get around that other cover defense, but they play it 10 meters out here. Very slow play of the ball there from O'Donnell, passing it back to Johnson, who puts it high once more. Pinpoint accurate. Harris comes down with it. He can't get through it there. That was almost a perfect set there from the Cowboys. If, of course, they could have got over for that try there, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. It was a decent kick there, and unlucky not to get a result from it. And yeah, the Sharks, they'll certainly be relieved to live another day and just try and fight this one out. But they've got to make them ease quickly because they're not making much inroads. But they might go for a 40-20 here. We'll have to see. Google My Ava. It's a decent kick. Doesn't really have the angle, though. And Crimp's able to collect that one without it even touching the grass. And yeah, the Cowboys, they'll be relieved to get the ball back here without any damage done.
Yeah, I've been very impressed with Gugu out there so far tonight. For his first game out, to have the leading run meters for the Sharks in the first half and keep the Sharks in that attacking position is very good signs once the rest of the Sharks get over whatever lurgy they are suffering from coming up far north Queensland. Monkey coming just short of the 40 here for their fourth. 17 minutes left. It's almost going to be a point a minute in about 5. Crimp and O'Donnell, they've been linking up all night, and O'Donnell is brought down on the other side of the 40. Fifth tackle option here. Monkey takes the boot this time. He's probably going to run off halfway through the next set. And that will be a lovely tackle there from John Boy Mayava. Unfortunately, John Boy, he's not had too much of an impact tonight. And again, mostly because he's been spending so much time tackling out the back there, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. Although he hasn't really spent that long at fullback, has he? He's just been subbed there in the last 25 minutes. But yeah, I don't think he's really got the ball that he would have liked to get when he's out at fullback. And I think it's what Harris struggled with in that first half. It's both of them had to do a lot of defense in their periods at fullback, and it's really halted them. But obviously Harris is, ooh, that's a decent kick. That's interesting. And Boucher does a good job to dive on that kick. And I thought Harris might have been able to pick that one up, but Boucher nonetheless does a great job.
Oh, rocketed back to Sonny Sharp, who makes about 10 meters there. Wonderful attacking position here. And the Sharks, they're ruining a little bit of a dodgy kick there from Jimmy Lopez. And Well, again, just a bit of luck here for the Cowboys as Boucher again, fourth tackle, 30 meters out. They want a good push here, and Darius Mitchell is going to give it to them with some good post-contact meters to come just shy of the 20. Johnson looks like he's aiming up. No, they're going over to Deuce, who does a nice little grubber, a bit of an offload to Mitchell, who takes it another 5 meters or so. And they might not have converted that one, but I don't think the Cowboys are going to be upset at where they've turned it over here for the Sharks.
No, absolutely not. They would have liked the try there after grubber, but it just found a shark boot in there, luckily for them, and they didn't concede another. But I was about to compliment Sinclair for breaking that tackle as he got to drive back further. But yeah, the Cowboys, I won't say be too displeased by turning the ball over at the 10-meter line. As long as they're not giving away a seven tackle set, I think they'll be pretty happy with that.
Whitaker taken down by some rushing defense there from Johnson, playing the ball on the 30. There won't be a chance for a kick here as Mayava does get through the line, but Werman is forced to basically play it where his captain fell. 32 meters gained there from the Sharks. They haven't spent any time down the Cowboys' end in the last 20 minutes. And, well, here comes O'Donnell. Can he get through the line? He cannot. The Sharks, it is now a point a minute, and the alarm bells are starting to be ringing. The fat lady is on the sideline warming up, and, well, she's starting to do a little bit of arpeggios and practice notes here and there. Mitchell gets up to the 40. Third tackle. Very slow play the ball, looking very tired out there in his stint as Crimp is, well, there's no love lost there for Crimp there, Liam.
Oh no, there's not. That is absolutely huge from the Cronulla defender there, and I think that's their way of saying uh, we're going to get you next time because that was absolutely huge on Crimp, and yeah. But as you mentioned, it's not far away. I think for the Sharks to for this one to be over because 10 minutes to go, and they need two converted tries. They probably it's getting to the territory where they might need a score in the next set or two.
As Vivilakawa back on the field, 40 meters out, second tackle. Very slow play the ball there from the prop, and a little bit of an issue there in the ruck. Whitaker pushed back to the advantage line again, third tackle. They need to do more than just this one up stuff the Sharks. They need to throw the ball a little bit more pervasively. Lopez really testing out that ref's whistle, but they hold it in their pocket as Willie K darts out for a good run. Not doing as many as he was last week, but he hasn't really had as much field position as he's needed. Interesting kick there from Gugu Mayava, and it actually kind of works there. That's probably a good attacking kick, and the Sharks, if they can hold the Cowboys down here, as Mantis streams off down the field, they should be in a good position in the next set. Unfortunately, they actually need to tackle there, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think that if they can hold them down here, it's actually not too bad right now. Third tackle on the 30. As long as they can get a result here and be behind the 40, they should get a chance at a 40-20, and hopefully they shank the kick for the Sharks' sake. No, they do not. Chad Johnson comes up with a brilliant kick. That might be a 40. No, my Arvers. Oh, but he does run out. That is absolutely what they didn't need there. And I was about to say Maiava's got a chance, but no, he doesn't because he runs into touch.
Well, unfortunately, John Boy Mayava right now, with how tight he is, he's got the turning circle of a Mack truck, and that was a clear foot over the line. So the Cowboys, they've got a chance to completely wrap things up here right now, and Shakti Unknown makes no bones about it as he's pushing up. Mantis, who looks like he is running on nothing but fumes at the moment, somehow doesn't hurt himself in that run. Mitchell pushing hard and pushing forward. Third tackle, and they're camped 2 meters off the line. Wishart back to Deuce, inside, outside, and well, that was a bit of a brain fart to save the Sharks. But with 6.5 minutes left, um, it's probably time to start talking about the games for next week and what the Sharks need to do to regroup from this loss here, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the Sharks, they won't be too happy with this effort, but maybe it's just time to turn a new page on this one and close the book, I guess, and move on to next week, as they obviously play the West Tigers away from home. I believe it's at Leichhardt next week, and the Tigers, they have been reasonably solid. Obviously, in round nine, they ended up winning, and were very good in that one, and yeah, they're certainly a formidable force. They're not as easy to beat as they were maybe at the start of the season, and yeah, I think that they'll certainly prove a tough matchup. And if we look to the Cowboys next week, they play the Canberra Raiders away from home, so that will be an interesting matchup as well as they play like this.
Yeah. We're in the final 5 minutes now, and from the looks of things, the Cowboys, they're definitely going to be winning. Unfortunately, they're going to have to wait until uh, tomorrow night's games to see whether or not they are able to claw their way off the bottom of the ladder, because, of course, they will ascend above the Tigers for this one game tonight. The Tigers, they are playing, well, they're playing the Warriors tomorrow night, which is going to be one hell of a clash. And, well, with how congested the ladder is at the moment, Liam, we're going to see a lot of movement both from the top, the middle, and the bottom.
Yeah, absolutely. It'll be interesting to see how this round shapes the ladder because there's a lot of teams really close together in a cluster, and particularly in that middle of the ladder. But yeah, I think that the Cowboys they might be able to claw themselves off the bottom of the ladder, and but yeah, if the Tigers play like they did last week, they will be hard to beat for the Warriors because the Warriors they struggled to beat this Cowboys outfit last week. But it should be an intriguing matchup nonetheless.
As the Sharks, they get ready to put in what could be their final kick of the night, and it comes to Vuvilakawa, who boots it down to Michael Crimp, and Crimp does what he can to force his way up to the 20-meter line. The Cowboys, 2 minutes left, and this will probably be their last set of the night. And aside from Crimp, it's hard to see very many other people standing up because this has been one hell of a team game from the Cowboys tonight, Liam.
Yeah, definitely. I think Willie Wishart was quite good in that first half, but I'm not sure he's really continued that form into this uh, second stanza of the game. And yeah, but there's not been too many standout performances. I think it's just been a real team effort, as you said. I think all of them can pat themselves on the back, but yeah, it's hard to point out if definitive standouts for this side.
As John Boy Mayava, I should say, gets up to the 40, 30 seconds left. Very slow play the ball for John Boy. He must be exhausted out there trying to carry this team on his back. As Lopez, 45 meters out with 10 seconds. This will be the last play of the game. They try a blindside raid with Cummins getting through the line, and he just can't get around Crimp. That'll bring us to the bell. The fat lady yodels out her song, and the Cowboys will come away from this one well worthy 18 points to 6 victors. And well, we saw some upsets last night, and this might be yet again another bit of an upset round here tonight, Liam.
Yeah, absolutely. We obviously saw the likes of the Canberra Raiders getting up over the Titans in at the death, and that was another upset. And looking at through these stats, these team stats, we see obviously 3 tries to 1. The possession it was reasonably similar to halftime, 62 to 38. It kind of swayed slightly toward the Sharks, but not much. And looking at these completions, the Cowboys are relatively good completing their sets, 29 out of 37 for the night, whereas the Sharks are 21 out of 28. And in the error count, 8 played 9, and it's not that great for either side, but yeah, the Sharks had slightly more errors, and they were just making errors in poorer positions on the field. And penalties wise, the Sharks they conceded 2, and they were both in the first half, so they actually didn't concede a penalty that half, which is actually odd considering I think they did to the Cowboys off that ball strip on that unsuccessful challenge. But anyway, tackles wise, they were also with unsurprisingly the Sharks had way more tackles, about 60 more if my maths is correct. And they had 17 more missed tackles with 41 played 24. An area they need to work on, obviously. But when they make that many tackles, it is hard to not start missing tackles. And the Sharks, they actually had more line breaks, which is rather intriguing, considering they ended up losing by 12 here tonight. And unsurprisingly, though, 1,123 meters played 889, which, yeah, the Cowboys' domination, it's on show there.
As we look at the victors tonight to see some of these run meters racked up. Sonny Sharp, 120 run meters. He doesn't get many these days. He's mostly a tackling machine, but that is some good running from him and from Manu Mantis, floating in and around that other second row position. Really good running there. O'Donnell, 107 tackles, run meters, I should say. One tackle. Didn't have to do much out on the wing there. As we keep going down, Chad Johnson, 101 run meters, 20 tackles in the middle, none missed, 6 kicks for 200, and a try and 2 conversions of his own. Lovely to see there. And well, there we go. Take us through crimp there, Liam, because without that boy out there, it would be a very different night for the Cowboys.
Yeah, absolutely. 216 meters there tonight. He was certainly solid in defense as well. 14 tackles, only made the one missed. He had 3 line breaks tonight. He had the try assist and the try. Well, ignore the error he made because he was just that brilliant. And looking down at other players, Willie Wishart, he was better than I thought in that second half. 171 meters made tonight. He had about near 100 in the first half, so he was reasonably consistent in both halves. Had the 3 tackle breaks. Uh, and he had set up the try, obviously, as well as Justin Monkey, Captain Monkey. He had a solid night tonight, 120 run meters in his 65-minute stint. He had the 20 tackles and none missed. That's really solid. And he made 3 kicks for 109 meters. So really good with the boot as well.
As and we come across to the Sharks, and well, at the halftime break, no one had made 100 run meters, so it's good to see a couple of boys making 100 now. Willie K, 152 run meters, 41 tackles. There we go. I think that is just knocked over the tackle record so far for the season there, Liam, and that's 41 with having 3 missed himself. So that just shows you how hard a night it was out there tackling for the Sharks.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, okay, I think he was really solid tonight. He tried his best in all aspects, but it's really hard to make an impact on your side, just not getting the momentum. And yeah, but he will certainly take the tackling record whenever you can. Scrolling down to the Sharks, Guga Maiava, he had a really solid night on debut. 122 run meters, certainly commendable off a debut. He had the 7 kicks, 256 meters. There was no time where I thought you could really see that he was a debutant, to be honest. He looked like a veteran out there, and I think he should be really proud of that one, as I'm sure John Boy is. And looking down, Macquarie, he had a decent night. Maybe not as solid as he's been in previous weeks. 122 run meters, 26 tackles, 1 miss. That's actually a pretty solid effort defensively. He had the errors. We'll ignore that. He had the try though, which was their only try tonight. So I think Macquarie tried really hard tonight, and it was on show there.
And well, oh, Harris actually did better over on the wing. He had 28 run meters there at fullback and 114 floating in at the wing. So that might be something that John Boy needs to look at, especially, well, especially because John Boy did again more run meters when he was floating in at number 1 than he was over on the wing. So as long as the Sharks can and deal with a little bit of these fluffs here and there, they're going to definitely be challenging for that top 8 position with the last, what is it, 5 more rounds after this one, Liam.
Yeah, they definitely will be. There's a lot of teams in that mix, but after losing that 4 and 6, you can come back from it. But it's certainly making their efforts a lot harder in that one because a lot of these sides on 4 and 5 might end up getting the victory this week and going ahead of them.
And with that, that is it for us in the box tonight. This has only been the first of our triple rounder tonight on Tuesday night SRL footy. Stay tuned because we have some excellent games coming up next with the Brisbane Broncos hosting the Melbourne Storm at home. Enjoy the rest of your night.